Hello, let's learn arc of a circle. Let's consider a circle with center O. A line L intersect this circle in points P and Q. Every part of this circle along with these common points with a second are called arcs of circle. Okay. Center sided arc is called as major arc, and an arc which is on opposite side of that center is called as minor arc. Let's mention here. A secant divides a circle in two parts. Each part of circle with common points with secant are called arcs of circle. Okay. Next point, center sided arc is called major arc. Example in figure. Let's name these arcs. Arc PRQ is major arc and arc PSQ is minor arc. Example in figure. Arc PRQ is major arc. Okay. Next point, non-center sided arc is called minor arc. Example in figure, here you will note arc PSQ. Arc PSQ is minor arc. Okay, now let's see what happens if secant passes through center of circle. Now you may note, if secant passes through center of a circle, let us suppose secant K passes through center C of a circle. It divides a circle in two equal parts. Okay. These each equal parts are called as semicircles. Let us suppose that secant which passes through center of circle intersect a circle in points A and B, and the parts are D, arc ADB and arc AEB. Okay, let's mention here, if secant passes through center of circle, then each part of circle is called semicircle. Example in figure. arc ADB and arc AEB are semicircles. Okay. Now naming of arcs. Naming of arcs. Okay. While naming an arc, we used to use endpoints of those arcs along with a point in between them. For example, arc PSQ. In this name, P and Q are endpoints. Similarly, while naming an arc PRQ, P and Q are endpoints of that arc, and that R is intermediate point in between P and Q on that arc. Sometimes we used to name two letters. For example, arc PQ. Okay. When we use only 2 points while naming an arc, then that arc is minor arc. Okay. If we say arc PQ, in that case it must be arc PSQ, not an arc PRQ. Okay. While naming major arc, we must use 3 points. First is end, third is end, and in between point will be intermediate point on that arc. Okay, let's mention here. While naming an arc, we use 3 points on that arc in which first and third points are endpoints of that arc. Okay. And middle point is intermediate point of that arc. Example, arc PSQ, arc PSQ, arc PRQ. Okay, here arc ADB, then arc AEB, Okay. Now, after that, let's mention if the name of an arc is a 2-lettered name, if the name of an arc is 2-lettered name, then that name corresponds to a minor arc. Okay, not major arc. Example, an Example, arc PQ. Arc PQ means arc PSQ, not an arc PRQ. Okay. Now next, measure of an arc and central angle. Okay. Let's consider a circle with center O, and let's consider arc PQR and arc PSR. Okay. Here arc PQR is minor arc, arc PSR is major arc. Measure of an arc is equal to the central angle subtended by that arc. And what is central angle? Central angle is an angle in a plane of circle whose vertex is the center of circle. Center of circle. Okay. Example, in figure, measure of arc PQR. Measure of arc PQR is equal central subtended angle, means central subtended angle by that arc means an angle whose vertex is at the center and arms passes through ends of that arc. This angle POR, is measure of an arc PQR. Let us suppose its measure is theta, equal to theta. It's about a minor arc. And what's about major arc? Then measure of major arc is equal to 360 degree minus measure of corresponding minor arc. Example, measure of arc PSR. Measure of arc PSR is equals 360 degree minus measure of corresponding minor arc. Corresponding arcs means two arcs which completes a circle. Those are called as corresponding arcs. That's why 360 degree minus measure of arc PQR. Okay. Now, if we consider a case of semicircle, then it divides a circle in two equal parts. Second K passes through center O, intersect a circle in points A and B respectively. That's why each part are called as semicircles. And now in this case, central subtended angle will have measure 180 degree. Okay, 180 degree. That's why let's mention here measure of semicircle. Measure of semicircle is equals 180 degree. Now what's about angular measure of a circle? If we consider a complete circle, in that case a complete rotation will be there. Half of the rotation means half of a circle subtends 180 degree at the center, other half subtends 180 degree at the center, and in all it completes 360 degree. That's why angular measure of circle is 360 degree. Let's mention here angular measure of circle. Okay, if I rotate a ray about its center, okay, then the angular measure will be 360 degree. Okay, let me mention here angular measure of circle is 360 degree. Now next, congruent arcs. What are congruent arcs? Arcs with equal radii and equal measures are called as congruent arcs. Let's see here congruent arcs. It may happen in a same circle. If in a circle with center O, OA equals OB equals OC, and if angle AOB equals angle BOC equals theta, in such a case arc ADB congruent arc BEC. Let me mention here, if radii and angular measures of arcs are equal, then they are congruent arcs. Congruent arcs. Example, in figure OA equals OB equals OC and angle AOB equals angle BOC, and therefore arc ADB is congruent with arc BEC. Now last article, arc addition axiom. Okay, arc addition axiom. Arc addition axiom. Let's consider a circle and let the center of circle be O. Points on that circle be P, Q, R, S, T. Now here, if we consider an arc PQR and arc RST, okay, if we add arc PQR and arc PST, we have an arc PRT. Okay, from figure measure of arc PQR plus measure of arc RST is equals measure of arc PRT. Okay, because they have one and only one point in common, that is end point of one arc starts with an end point of other arc, and that's why here we may apply arc addition axiom. But in a case of arc PQR and arc QRS, okay, or arc QST, we cannot say arc PRT, but what but measure of arc PQR plus measure of arc QRS is not equal to measure of arc PRS, because these two arcs have number of points in common. Okay, that's why measure of arc plus measure of arc PQR plus measure of arc QRS is not equal to measure of arc PRS. Okay, thank you.